Hello and welcome to the Let's Get Real 5-Day Challenge. I am Darcy Lubo, founder of Reinvention Recovery Coaching, and I am delighted that you are here. As we're getting started, there is just some basic information I wanted to share with you about what's going to be covered in the next 5 days and some invitations. Everything that I offer here is an invitation. Nothing is required. Really, you get to gauge as you go what's going to fit for you, what's not. And over the next 5 days, what I offer are all things that I have entertained, tried, experimented with, and found to be helpful. So my intention, as we're getting started, is to support you in tuning into your intuition, learning to trust yourself by overcoming self-doubt. That's going to come through facing it, right? That's why I called this Let's Get Real. Honesty. Honesty is courageous and necessary in order to live the life that we desire. So my intention is to be a guide and support for you and provide things, tools, techniques, tips that are going to be really instrumental in your growth in getting you where you want to go. Secondary intention is that I'm going to foster and co-create with you safe space. So in order to relax into trust, face things that might be uncomfortable, right? Self-doubt is not comfortable. Inherently, it's uncomfortable. We need to have a place where we can come and just, all right, I'm going to come, show up as I am, and allow what is to be and to be seen. So as we're getting started, recommendations. Go to the Facebook group. You can friend me, and if you're on Facebook, and then I will automatically add you to the group. This is going to be one of the ways that we can all connect with each other and share about our experience, witness one another. I'll be posting videos and some extra gifts on the Facebook page, so it's definitely worthwhile to be there. So again, just friend me, Darcy Lubo, and then I will add you to the group. Aligned Living is the name of the group. And piece of information with that is that it is a private group. So what you share there is just within the challenge, who's signed up for that. So we have quite a few people on there. Some of you, I hope, will and watching, right, in your own process. So second recommendation is to get a notebook or a journal that you like. That's it. Use it. Going to be offering some different things. Lots of ideas are probably going to surface, material that will want to be remembered. And as we move along in this 5 days, from the 12th through the 16th, if you're going on the first round, right? This pioneering Let's Get Real first time around challenge. The notebook is going to be really, really important. Getting things out of your head and down on paper. There's a lot of power that comes from documenting. So that's my second recommendation. And the third is an invitation for you to step into this with openness, right? Openness. That there are going to be many things that you may want to do, many things that you don't want to do. And again, I just want to say this again. There are no requirements. There's all suggestions, all invitations. And getting real means being honest with yourself also about, that's actually not a fit for me, or no thanks, Darcy, or absolutely, I want more of that. And any specific support you're wanting or needing, just reach out to me, okay? All of my basic information you have or will have by email and in the Facebook group. So now that we have that covered, I know that was a couple minutes of more logistics. I'm going to go into day one of the challenge. So every day, going to have a video and some written material for you by email, some bullet points. I'm keeping this very, very simple. My guess is that you've come because there is an area of your life that you aren't getting the results that you want. That's one entry point for this 5-day challenge. The second is that you know that self-doubt is holding you back and you want to trust yourself more. Which one are you relating to? What is actually bringing you in? You're going to tune into that now. It doesn't really matter, right? Either we're chasing a dream or we're running from a nightmare. Doesn't matter. Still getting us moving, right? So this is really a point of curiosity, and knowing what's motivating you can be very helpful. So for today, day one, we're looking at, why are you here? Why are you here? Why is now the time that you are saying yes to facing self-doubt, learning how to cultivate self-trust in a different way, and move closer to the results you desire? Now is a potent time. Probably the things that have been bothering you, the problems, right, have been present for a while. So what is it? What is it about now? I want you to make note of that. Reflect on it. Do a little bit of writing. If you're not a fan of writing, do bullet points, right? If you'd rather type, create a document on your folder where you have some different notes and ideas, maybe copying and pasting things from the different material that's shared so that you can create an archive for yourself. Because really, this is just a beginning. That's the exciting news. It might be daunting also to hear that, right? It's like, it's just the beginning. I just want to be over with this already. And learning how to trust ourselves, overcoming self-doubt. It's not an overnight matter. It is a process. Self-doubt is a habit, and that has been built over time, right? Self-trust is the same. It's a habit. It's a habit that's built over time. So I'm going to share a little bit about me over the next week, and if you relate, wonderful. If you don't, awesome. But we're all human. We have these underpinnings that are the same. And that's one reason that I chose to offer this challenge. You know, that self-doubt has been such a killer. I've seen it strip away my spirit, my soul, and so many of the people that I've interacted with, clients, friends, family, strangers. So self-doubt, what has it taken from me? And why have I put so much effort into cultivating self-trust? And why am I sharing that with you now? Here is a bullet point version. Doubting myself, low self-confidence, background with addiction and depression, and lots of different hurdles, mostly inside, right? The world reflects back who we are, not what we want. So the different circumstances that have been manifested over time that have really shown me, wow, there's a lot of doubt in the world, really just have illuminated the doubt that's in me. And as I've learned to trust myself, tune into intuition, and feed my faith bank, I've seen much more of that around me as well. So we create a domino effect with our thinking and our action. And that is powerful. There's part of this 5-day challenge is really an invitation for you to get honest about where it's time to take responsibility for yourself and to change the story that you're telling yourself. Our thought life, leveraging our thought life leads to living our best life. And so if self-doubt is a habit, it's based in thinking that then leads to action. Self-trust is the same. So self-doubt, I'm going to read a little bit. Gifts of Imperfection. If you have not read it, I highly recommend. I will have a recommended book list or reading list at the end of this challenge with some of the gifts that I offer. So I'm just going to read a few things in here to give a breakdown of self-doubt. Self-doubt undermines the process of finding our gifts and sharing them with the world. Self-doubt is letting our fear undermine our faith. Faith is whatever it means to you. For me, it's believing in the bigger picture, that there's a solution to any perceived problem. Believing beyond sight. Faith, looking at the glass as half full. optimism. There are lots of different ways to talk about that concept. Faith is not religious necessarily. It might be for you. I find it to be very spiritual, which means it's not in here, right? It's not just in here. It lives here, right? We embody it. To overcome self-doubt and supposed to's, we're going to talk a lot about those this week, we have to start owning the messages. What makes us afraid? What's on our supposed to list? Who says and why? It's usually best to just acknowledge the messages. Write them down, hence the notebook. I know it seems counterintuitive, but writing down those gremlins, she calls them, the messages of self-doubt, and owning their messages doesn't give them power. It gives us more control. So, self-doubt. Today, I am inviting you to acknowledge where self-doubt has held you up, how it has dictated your choices and actions, and why now is the time that you were choosing to change self-doubt into self-trust. That's it. It might seem like a tall order. It's also very simple. Why now? What about self-doubt are you totally over? Why are you ready to slay it? What is your hope and intention for this week, for this 5-day challenge? Knowing it's just a beginning, and it's also going to be, there's magic and momentum. So when we get started this week, the domino effect that it's going to put in place is potent, and your intention is it's vital. Why are you here? What do you want to experience? What do you want to learn? Write that down. How has self-doubt led you to where you are now? Where has it held you back? Why are you over it? Why are you over self-doubt? We're going to talk more about all of this, and I will give a layout on the Facebook group of what the next 5 days are going to look like. Not every day is going to be a video this long. Again, I am keeping it simple. There's so much success that comes from simplicity. Albert Einstein said something like, if you can't say it simply, you don't know well enough. So let's start understanding what makes us tick and then choose to change the script, right? We're turning self-doubt into self-trust. I believe in you. I know that sometimes moving self-doubt into self-confidence, into self-trust, into a relaxed confidence, right? You don't want anything pressured, but just be, live, own your life, right? Own your radiant self. My experience has been that other people believing in me more than I believed in myself has led me to believing in myself. And self-confidence, self-trust, self-love, they really are woven together. That leads to success. And success on your terms, success on my terms, right? So get to writing. I invite you in the Facebook group to put down, share it. Be witnessed in your truth. Remember, this is called Let's Get Real Challenge. It may feel challenging. And by getting real, by getting honest, so much possibility is going to be available to you. Secrecy, lies, avoidance, denial, whether it's conscious or unconscious, it really strips us of our power, and it's exhausting. So getting some of the power back is going to come from getting honest. So I'm inviting you to get real. It's safe for you to be exactly how and who you are here. Share on the Facebook group, or if you'd prefer more privacy, send me an email directly on why you're here, what you're hoping to experience, what your intentions are, and we will go from there. Again, I'm Darcy Lubo, founder of Reinvention and Recovery Coaching, and it is my privilege and pleasure to be with you this next 5 days. Any questions you have, shoot them in the group, because you are not the only one who has that question. If you have it, there's probably at least a dozen other people who do. So we will go from there. I'm stoked for what's going to come. So let's get ready to get real. See you tomorrow.